Hey everyone, Dapster Plays here. How's everyone doing today? Good to see you guys. Welcome in Mr. Coles, Bruni, Max. I said Max twice. Duke, Zombies, Star Fox. Welcome in everyone. How are you doing today? Zombies got first. Maybe I should just have a first redemption. So someone can just like claim it. I don't know. But yeah, welcome in guys. How are you doing? Sorry for a long wait. But yeah, today we're gonna be getting into some. Oh, Honkai, the new update of Honkai. I forgot for a second. I was like, wait, what am I doing? But yeah, before that, we're gonna do a Devo, and then we're gonna be doing prayer. So just like every other time. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Don't worry, guys. Stream starting soon. Just some walkers in the woods. Oh man. All right. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, if you guys didn't notice, there is a new follow alert, and it's from Final Fantasy. It's Barrett doing the Final Fantasy victory theme, and it was literally last second. I was like, "What if I had this?" And Zombies was like, "No," and I was like, "Yeah," and I did it. There he is, drip. Not really drip, but comfy clothes. I appreciate it, Max. Comfy clothes. But yeah, let me lower the music. Actually, let me change it. Alright. We're gonna start with the Devo. But yeah, if you guys have any prayer requests, feel free to put it here in the chat, and I'll be happy to pray for you guys. But till then, we're gonna be doing a Devo. Starts with, "Seek my face, and you will find all that you have longed for. The deepest yearnings of your heart are for intimacy with me. I know because I designed you to desire me. Do not feel guilty about taking time to be still in my presence. You are simply responding to the tugs of divinity within you. I made you in my image, and I hid heaven in your heart. Your yearnings for me is a form of homesickness, longing for your true home in heaven. Do not be afraid to be different from other people. The path I called you to travel is exquisitely right for you." That's good. The more closely you follow my leading, the more fully I can develop your gifts. Where was I? I hate when I lose my spot. To follow me wholeheartedly, you must relinquish your desire to please other people. Oh, that's so good. However, your closeness to me will bless others by enabling you to shine brightly in this dark world. Okay. That's good. That's a good Devo. I feel like that applies to just about all of us, if not all of us. I feel like a lot of us, even me included in the past, like I've tended. Again, like make sure you take time with God, because you need it. You need it to process right. And it also says, don't feel guilty to do it. It says you're simply responding to the tugs of divinity within you. That's good. Like, you're simply responding to that desire, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit calling you to talk to Him. And it says, I made you in my image, and I hid heaven in your heart. Your yearnings for me is a form of homesickness, longing for your true home in heaven. That's so good. And it's like saying, like, our desires to be with God, our desires to spend our time with God. That's us, like, being homesick to go to be in our true home, heaven. Like, we're wanting to be in God's presence, and the crazy thing is, like, we likely experienced like crazy things, like spending time with God, and felt so good. But the crazy thing is, that's only the beginning. Like, this is only the beginning for us. Like, God has so much more in store for us. And even in the world, like even in this world, there's so much in store that God has for us. And you just gotta keep trusting Him. You just gotta keep following Him and listening to what He's telling you. And even more so, like in heaven, like, we also often look at life and like we see most of it on earth, but really, like, I saw this awesome video that was talking about it, and it was like, we all worry so much about how we're gonna live our life here on earth, but it showed like a illustration of a rope, and like there's like this much for earth, and then there was like an infinite amount of rope in heaven of like the afterlife. And that's so true. Like, just think about it. Like, our life on earth is like this small compared to how big our life in heaven is, or it can also be hell, like for those who choose not to follow God. So like, you really gotta remember the bigger picture here. Like, are you gonna over focus on things of the world, or are you gonna focus on the important things that will last forever, like eternity? So if people are like, why are you so focused on living life for God or serving God, and then you should be like, why are you so focused on earth if it's just like only a little bit of your lifetime? Because earth is only like this little compared to heaven. It's like heaven or hell, the afterlife, it matters so much more, and that's why it's important to focus your life on God, so you can make sure, because literally the rest of your eternity depends on it, of how you're going to spend eternity, if that makes sense. But yeah, the main message here, we'll go back to that. It says, don't be afraid. Oh, the second part of the message, I should say. It says, don't be afraid to be different from other people. And that's so true. Like, I feel like a lot of us, bless you, want to be like, just like everyone else. Just be like everyone else. And honestly, I understand that, because like, you want to fit into the crowd. But don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be unique, because God made you a specific way on purpose. And He says here, the more closely you following my lead, the more fully I can develop your gifts. We all have our own gifts. We're not all the same person. If we were, it would be, not only would it be boring, I know that's cliche for some people, like, be yourself, because if everyone was the same, maybe it would be boring. And I mean, yeah, it's a little cliche, but it's also the truth, because we're all unique. We all have gifts, even more so, like, we all have gifts that Jesus gave us, the Holy Spirit gave us, that we need to develop. It's really important to develop them and then use them for God's glory, because Jesus, He will call us into account according to the gifts we have, that He gave us. Like, if you haven't heard of the parable of the money bags, like, that's such a good parable, dude. It's such a good parable, because it explains, like, it's Jesus really explaining that we all have gifts. God gave us all our own money bags to use, and it's up to us how much we're going to use it, and we're going to be called into account for it. Are we going to do like the servants did, one of the servants did, that he was too scared to use it, that he buried his money bag, and he wasted that potential that he had for that gift? So the story pretty much is like, there's like 3 servants that get money. One had, like, I don't remember the exact amount of money, but one had some money, another had another, and like the leader, he told them, he gave them the money bags, and he said, like, I think he left for a little bit, but while he was gone, the servants one of the servants made like 2 times the amount of money he had. The other one had like made like 3 times or something like that. With the money they had, they used it to grow, to expand what they were given, you know. And then one of them was like, I'm gonna be careful, and I'm gonna bury my money so I can't lose it, so I can take care of it for my master. But when the master came back, he said to the first 2, "Well done, my good and faithful servant," because like they used what God gave them. They used what He gave them to expand His profits, you know. And then the last one, the last servant, the master got mad at him. He told him, "You wasted the potential that I gave you, pretty much," you know. And that's kind of how we are with our gifts. Like, we have to use them to glorify God, you know. And I think that's really, really important for us to focus on, to think about as Christians. Like, the gifts that God gives us, it can be something as small as, like, I don't know, as small as like being able to edit a video, like, or I mean, that's not even really small. I can't think of small things, but like even something super small, use it to glorify God in creative ways, as long as it's correctly, you know. Or like literally playing games. Look at what we're doing. We're literally streaming games to glorify God. That's a good one. And you don't. I'm not saying like every gamer has to stream to glorify God. You can do it in so many ways. Just ask the Holy Spirit to give you guidance on what to do, and with the gifts that you give Him, that He gives you. But yeah, or something as big as, like, you know, preaching. That's like when it's well known. But there's like a lot that people don't think that they can use to glorify God, but they can. They really can. You just gotta be open-minded about it, but to a point where it's truthful. Like, don't start distorting the word. You did not hear that from me. But yeah, Psalm 42 1-2 is the verses. I'm gonna be back in a bit at work. Sounds good, Brittany. Thank you. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, O God. My soul thirsts for you, for God, for a living God. When can I go and meet with God? That's so good. And it's kind of reminding me of the first part of this, where it's like we desire to glorify God. We desire to spend time with God, because like our soul knows that this isn't our home. Our soul knows that our home is truly in heaven. And I love Psalm 42. If you guys haven't read Psalm 42, I definitely recommend giving it a read. It's so good. Psalm 34, verse 5. Next. Those who look to Him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. Yeah, that's so true. Philippians 2:15.